Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Aisyah Primasuri. So in this video, I'm going to present my chosen reading article with the title An Analysis of Students' Grammatical Errors in Writing Descriptive Text at Senior High School Level. Writing by Lydia Natalia Lumban Gaul, Yanita Baro Semiring, and Elista Modesta Baro Semiring. This study was published in Teaching English and Language Learning English Journal on July 2025. I chose this article because it discusses a very important issue in English language learning on students' grammatical errors in writing. As a future English teacher, I believe that writing is one of the hardest skills to master, especially for Indonesian students who learn English as a foreign language. The authors focused their study on 10th grade students at Telkom Vocational High School in Medan and analyzed their grammatical errors in writing descriptive text, which is a core genre taught in a high school. What makes this article interesting for me is that it doesn't just list students' mistakes, but it also explains why those mistakes happened. The researchers used Dulay, Bird and Krashen's 1982 survey strategy taxonomy, which is classified error into omission, addition, misinformation, and misordering. I choose this article because it's connected directly to grammar, teaching, writing, instruction, and the challenges the most in Indonesia. Next, the most important thing I learned from this article is that grammatical errors are not just random mistakes, but they reflect students' learning process. The study found 184 total grammatical errors categorized as. From these findings, I learned that misinformation was the most frequent error, meaning that students struggle to use the correct grammatical forms. The researchers also identified the source of errors based on Brown 27. Intralingual transfer happens when students overgeneralize grammar rules. For example, they think that all past tense verbs end in ed. Interlingual transfer occurs when students translate directly from Indonesia to English, causing errors in sentence structure. I learned that by analyzing these errors, teachers can design better grammar lessons that focus on students' real difficulties, not just on the theoretical grammar rules. This study taught me that error analysis is an effective tool for improving grammar instruction because it helps teachers understand how students think and where they go wrong. As I was reading this article, I started thinking about how teachers can apply the result of this research in real classroom. For example, could teachers create writing activities where students identify and correct each other's grammatical errors? Or could digital tools like Grammarly or AI-based feedback help students become more aware of their mistakes? I also thought about how important it is to combine grammar learning with meaningful writing practice. Students should not just memorize rules, but use them in real-life communication, for example, like writing short descriptions, diaries, or blog posts. So, in conclusion, this article helped me realize that understanding students' grammatical errors is not only about correction, but it is about understanding how students learn. The study by Lumban Gaul and colleges provide valuable insight for teachers, students, and researchers who want to improve writing instruction in English foreign language learning classroom. I think that's all my presentation. Thank you so much and see you!